Congressman, the next written question here is from Chris Justice. The question is, you have shown with your votes, and I should say we have many variations on this one, you have shown with your votes and comments that you want to cut Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security. Which one do you want to cut the most?
And when did I stop beating my wife? Is that the next question? Let me tell you, I have never said that I would do anything except repair Social Security, keep the promise, and that Medicare as well. A promise made is a promise to be kept. I'm 66, I'm on Medicare. I expect the promise to be kept. I also know in reality that Medicare has been in deficit since 2010. Deficit since 2010. If we neglect to understand what that means, that only means the old expression, we whistle past the graveyard, with the thing melting down and not doing anything about it. The same with Social Security. A promise made to be kept. It is the surest, it is the most complete definition of entitlement. We are entitled to receive what we paid for. Now involuntarily. It's a tax. Didn't have a choice all my years to pay for Social Security on the FICA, as I'm paying now. But it's still an entitlement. So we have to come together and decide how we're going to keep those promises to those people on Social Security or soon to be on Social Security, those people on Medicare or those soon to be on Medicare. But we also have to understand for those employees, maybe some who aren't even in the job market yet, younger people, what are we going to do for them so they have something down the road? Can we fix Social Security and Medicare so it'll be available for them? Or is there a better approach to take? Now, by even mentioning that, some of you will say that I'm detracting from Social Security and Medicare. And that's absolutely false. That's being responsible and common sense and saying we have to do what will work best. Franklin Delano Roosevelt, when he offered Social Security, never intended it to carry on all of the items that it carries on now. And for that reason, we have the challenge of keeping up. We also have the situation where Congress, in an undisciplined fashion for many years, robbed from the Social Security Trust Fund. That's why I have legislation that I've introduced, and hopefully this term we have a president now who will sign it if it goes to his desk, that puts a lockbox around Social Security that can only be used for Social Security purposes or Medicare.
That was my question.
If that was your question, what is your added comment?
My question is, I assume from your comments that you want to cut Medicaid, which affects most of my patients because I'm looking at.
I do not want to cut Medicaid for Medicaid recipients that meet the qualifications of Medicaid recipients. We're talking only Medicaid expansion that we're looking at. That was not Medicaid until Obamacare. So bottom line is, we have to continue.
My patients rely on that. My patients rely on that. You're funding the children's chances too. You can't hurt the parents without hurting the children. When you vote for things like that, you're hurting me.
Ma'am, I do want to remind you that the rules here, which we're asking everybody to follow, include non-interrupting, disrupting, or interfering with the conduct of the meeting.
She was responding to her question.
That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. I'm glad she spoke. I know what she's thinking. Bottom line is, we want to make sure that there are less people who need Medicaid in the future. And that Medicaid is for people who through. I'm sorry that you don't think there are ways that people can have better opportunities for income, have more security in their jobs, have the opportunity to advance to the middle class. I'm sorry that the last 8 years we've destroyed the middle class to a great degree, and we've given more need for social assistance. And so the bottom line is, we want to make sure that people who have genuine needs, through no fault of their own, continue to have a safety net that cares for them.
Children's fault for being poor to those parents?
Not at all.
Is that what you're saying?
Not at all.
You want to cut Medicaid for children?
I do not. I do not. Those are words that you're putting in my mouth.
That's your response? Too bad for
I
them.
have kids. I take care of my kids.
Okay, folks. Come on. Okay. I know there's strong emotion around these issues. I understand that. But there are at least two sides and probably more. And frankly, we're not going to change each other's position, most likely, for the most part, by shouting at each other. And that's again why we try to do this, and it's worked best to get as many questions addressed and comments addressed through this route. So go ahead, Andrew.